Alright, this is the very first storyline quest that I have ever been able to make a video for the day after it, or maybe the day of it coming out, because there was a maintenance, patch 7.3 I think, that was last night starting at 8 p.m. Central Time, and I just got on, back from work and such. And yeah, so this is kind of a new fun experience for me. I'm actually doing the storyline as it's coming out. Even 7.2, I think I don't know when that patch came out, but I mean, you can probably tell from the dates of the videos I was making for those story quests that I was like a month or two after, maybe, I don't know. But today is August 5th of 2025. This is brand new as of today. It's called Targeted Tragedy. Wow, I can't even talk good for the. Okay. Given to us by Shale, level 100, because we are still capped for Dawn Trail. And we are in the back room in this, not Zoc. Oh, I guess Zoctorol is correct, but it's not really. We're more in, we're in Solution 9, is the better way to put that. But yeah, here we go. See if I remember how to do any of the voices. If you have a moment, Mercy, Geode wants to take stock of the current crisis. Shale, if you don't remember, is the Elzen woman who's kind of like the technological runner of all this stuff. Dressed kind of like a gunslinger or a gunbreaker maybe. Yeah, cool gal, like her a lot. Oblivion may be lacking the finer details in certain areas, so we'd like you to lend your perspective to the conversation. We'd like you to lend your perspective to the conversation. I know it. Cutscene. The gang is here, not everybody, but enough. Some. They're all looking around. I guess Geode. Sorry to drag you into our meeting, but we need to get a better handle on the threats Alexandria is facing right now. He's one of those, kind of burly, square-jawed humans who I sometimes mistake for Rogadins, but Rogadins have a skin color that is unlike humans. But he's got a big rifle at his back. Also dressed a lot like Shale in there, like the gunbreaker, gunslinger kind of. He has a longer, darker trench coat. Hers only goes down to about where the thighs probably meet the groin, and his goes all the way down to shins. Kryl says, "Not at all. Much has happened since the state funeral, and a clearer idea of where things stand would be beneficial for us as well." Shale nods. "First things first, then, let's discuss the state of the machine malfunctions. Every single sector reported instances of sentries attacking citizens without provocation and vehicles suddenly becoming unresponsive to controls. And while these malfunctions were resolved fairly quickly, they nevertheless resulted in a considerable number of injuries and deaths. But you haven't heard... Wow, I've done Wook in a long time, hold on. But you haven't heard anything about new incidents since then, right? Right, no additional reports have been logged as far as I know. That's the good news." And then Galulja, the young progeny spawn of, I think his name was Baku, no, I don't remember, Zeralja, I think, the bad guy from the main bad guy from the expansion, up until a certain point. "The bad news is, I tried to take control of the soldiers when they started hurting people, but they wouldn't listen to me, even though I have the king's authority. Once things calmed down, I was finally able to make them give up their weapons, but if it happens again, I don't know if they'll ignore me like before." Geode thinks, "The King of Resolve's authority is about the highest there is. Who is this man that can override it with such impunity?" He's also got an eye patch, by the way. And almost neon blue hair. "Calyx, he lived in the age of the storm surge, as I did," says Sphene. And we have the cutscene goes black with a little kind of flash to Calyx's young teenager boy face. Hair kind of a little bit coming in front of his eyes, just not covering them really at all, but a little bits and pieces. "Lest you forget, he was known for his advancements in electrope technology. and it was he who established preservation for the purpose of furthering his research. The wasting disease which afflicted him, however, was said to leave him scant years left to live. He must have chosen to undergo conversion into an endless, that he might continue his efforts into the present day. Preservation's early goals seemed noble enough, exploring treatments for Levin sickness, designing Everkeep's core system, that sort of thing. Why harm the people he was ostensibly trying to help? I do not pretend to fully understand Calix's motivations, only that he appeared incensed by what he saw as mankind's failings. He asserted that the strategy of adapting our species through generational succession was outdated, that evolution now requires us to forsake bodies of flesh in favor of eternal preservation. We've already seen how he's employed the simulant to convince Alexandrians that endless conversion is their only hope for survival, says Kryle. Eternal life is assured for the 5,000 who register their neo-regulators. But this is merely one part of Calix's greater plan. He wants the key to interdimensional fusion. With that relic in his possession, he will draw ether from the reflections and expand his efforts to create endless 1,000-fold. If we mean to foil Calix's schemes, then our only option is to determine where he's hiding and put him down, says Shale, which unfortunately is easier said than done. I've been scouring the terminal we found in the depths of Everkeep, but I failed to uncover even the slightest trace of his activities. Give me a little more time, though, and I'm sure I can sniff him out. I'll help you, says Galulja. She smiles and nods. While Galulja and Shale are working on that, I think I'm going to take a look around town. I want to make sure I want to make sure no new problems have cropped up, as well as search for any information that might lead us to Calix. You're welcome to come along. Another malfunction could happen at any time, and I'd be glad to have some brawlers at my back. He says to me, I pat my chest a couple times with a smile. Count me in, says Kryle. Raha and the others are helping Oblivion patrol the other levels of the keep, so shall we stick to the streets of Solution 9? Sounds like a plan. Thanks, you two. I appreciate the company, he says with a fist pound. Fist in palm. Sveen is thinking. Wuklamot says, I have to speak with the city's administrators about bringing in the Landsguard. I want the soldiers around to protect those who are moving to Tuliolab. Alphino and Alice will be joining me for the meeting, so the three of us can cover that sector as soon as we're done. Sveen is done thinking. If I may, I'd like to join Mercy's group if you'll have me. I smile, nod. The more mouths to ask questions, the merrier, as long as you're aware of the dangers. Thank you. I'll do my best not to be a burden. I'm more worried about you, Geode. Don't do anything stupid, says Shale. You'll change your tune once we get back with the goods on Calix. Then the drinks are on you. Come on, let's continue this outside. Aside from the blue hair, he's a cool dude. Just ridiculous. Is this why everybody was standing outside here? Oh, apparently they have changed it so that I think they're called Vieira. I call them the bunny people. But apparently their hats now allow their tall bunny ears to actually like peek through the hats. I don't see any examples here. The only Vieira here have no headgear on at all. So, but this makes it obvious why everybody's standing out here, because this is where Geode is to continue the quest. We get a cutscene. He's just kind of not doing anything. Oh, he's looking at somebody two people having a conversation. I ask him what's up. Sorry, I was off in my own little world. Shall we get started? My options are, the people seem uneasy, or are you alright, Geode? Or let's see what there is to see. Are you alright, Geode? Me? I'm well enough, given the circumstances. He looks back to the couple. The girl is crying. The guy looks kind of just frustrated, maybe, or I don't know. It was the Queen's fondest wish that her subjects remained shielded from the horrors of death, and so they were for the longest time. Then, the moment mortality once again becomes an unavoidable fact of life, they're greeted with an outbreak of bloody violence. Many are bound to give the endless alternative serious consideration. Indeed, I do not blame them for that. It is only natural that such thoughts should come to mind. What I cannot forgive is the way Calyx wields fear and misery to manipulate people into making that choice. No one, not Calyx nor anyone else, should dictate how we cope with the specter of death. As one who lived as an Alexandrian, I wish to put the choices for this country's future back into the hands of its citizens. And you think we can handle that responsibility after everything you've seen of us? It is what I've seen that has convinced me you can. I awoke 4 centuries later to find our people living and laughing beneath Alexandria's banner. Though surprised and bewildered, I was overjoyed to see it so. You all deserve to be happy. He's taken aback a little bit by that, but smiles. Well then. We'd best not let you down. Now, I suggest we move as a group. We don't know if or when a battle might find us. Oh, I believe someone came prepared for just such an eventuality, says Cryle. She looks at the book that is now at Sphne's left hip. Is that the grimoire you retrieved from the old castle? Yes, my parents gifted it to me when I was a child. They were adamant that I should learn to protect the things important to me. I was fortunate enough to have a tutor in the arcane arts, so I lay claim to some small measure of skill. Gets a smile from me. If that's the case, it might be better if we split into 2 groups after all. Twould certainly be more efficient for information gathering, says Cryle. I guess that makes sense. The 2 of you can take the west side of the recreation zone then. Mercy and I will take the east. Cryle nods. Very well, we shall end our patrol in the plaza just past True View and await you there. Okay. Those 2 walk away as the cutscene goes black. Cannot mount here, but talk to Geode to continue. Let's do the rounds then. We'll see what's what and chat to the people we meet along the way. Pay special attention to anyone who looks overwhelmed or overly excited. Hopefully that will earn us a tidbit or 2 we didn't know before. What escorting entails. Certain duties require that 1 or more NPCs accompany you in order to proceed with the quest objectives. Gotta keep them at your side. Is this just the same as it always was, but they made it a new screen, a new window? Alright. So, let's head. There are conversation points which we'll make use of. But the first one we come to is a somber, Lalafell-looking citizen. It's weird to have so many people doing the same quest as me that it's not normal ever for my videos. Because, again, I'm always late. I've been late to all of them. Are the sentries and air-wheelers safe to be around now? I just know it's going to happen again, and maybe next time I'll be the one who dies in a horrible accident. I need a neo-regulator. Becoming endless is the only way. Even Queen Sphne said so. Female, Lalafell. I didn't realize that until I hadn't zoomed in yet. We have a conversation square. Talk to Geode. We'll discuss True View. Ah, the memories. I used to drink around here all the time. I made sure not to overdo it when I had work the next day, but once we were past the busy season, or when the ladies weren't amenable to my company, well, you'd have to scrape me off the street outside in the morning, or afternoon. The worst I ever got was on what should have been the worst day of my life. Okay, if only I could remember it. I was still wearing a regulator back then. It was also the day I first met Shale, although I guarantee she's forgotten it completely. We'll head north a little bit to a second required conversation. A grieving citizen, Elizin. Male. You want to hear my story? While I appreciate you offering a sympathetic ear, there's not much to tell. If you must know, a good friend of mine died when those machines went crazy. His air-wheeler dropped right out of the sky, and he didn't survive the crash. Damn fool wasn't wearing a regulator. I know that's not so strange these days, but he'd never bothered with one. He was at peace with the idea of dying someday, and I thought I understood what that meant, until it happened. This eccentric researcher gives access to what's called, or I think it's called Stone, Sky, and Sea, and I don't have any interest. Like, I did it. I think I did a little bit of it in another. I remember doing a little bit of it, but it didn't really. Yeah. Anyway, light-hearted citizen, male, higher, human, whatever. What has me in such a fine mood, you ask? Well, I've just registered my new regulator. I was leery of becoming nothing but memories at first, but now that I've gone through with the registration, I've never felt more at ease. Also, once it was done, the regulator displayed the current numbers. Of the 5,000 slots available, over 3,800 have already been filled. So if you're still hesitant, you've not much time to make your mind up. Mark my words, friend, when there's only a few slots left, it's going to get very ugly. Wait, somebody's in Ronfair? No, never mind. That's a Final Fantasy XI zone. Mercy, a word. I feel like there was a new factor in these stories we've heard, one we hadn't considered during our discussion with everyone in the back room. My options are that people are still deathly afraid, or that fights are likely to break out over the neo-regulators, or that a victim of the violence wasn't wearing a regulator. That fights are likely to break out over the neo-regulators? The fact that nearly 4,000 people have registered is worthy of its own report, but are you sure that there wasn't anything else? God damn it, I hate this shit. Just fucking tell me, dude. If I get it wrong the first time, just tell me. That a victim of the violence wasn't wearing a regulator? If this one was wrong, I'm not gonna do anything. Yes, that's it. I thought that was already common. I don't know. It's been a long time. The vast majority of residents have always worn regulators, so it's not a detail that we'd normally think about. With the supply of souls cut off, though, more and more people have been going without them. We need to look into the casualties from the recent attacks and check whether or not they were equipped with regulators. Let's ask around on the street over to the east. It was pretty chaotic at the time, but maybe we'll find eyewitnesses who can help us confirm if this was a pattern or not. Okay. Is this a new chat bubble? I don't think it is, but we'll, run through. We have to run this way anyway. Is it still true view? Yeah, no, we're good. Sprint. So apparently there's going to be a mansion that has music that feels like the music from Ronfair, which was a zone out like right outside of Sandoria. That's how I always pronounce it. It could be Sandoria. I don't know. In fact, with what I've learned about how apostrophes work when they're like inside of a word and not followed by an S or like an R, they're not not a contraction. I think it's probably Sandoria because they're supposed to just replace a letter, whereas apostrophes for contractions are joining two words. Anyway, here's Geode for another just conversation point. Discuss the hover cargo. What? It was once my job to deliver goods by hover cargo. That's why I know a fair number of names and faces throughout the city. The little ones who'd jump for joy when I brought them packages. The old lady who'd always greet me with a smile. I'd hate for anything bad to happen to them. Unnamed sentry, one of those robots. Hello, how are you today? Please let me know if I may be of service. I talk to it. Citywide casualty data unavailable. Government officials are currently processing reports from all affected zones. Can you narrow it down to the recreation zone then? You must have some estimates on hand. Recalibrating parameters. Injured, 87 individuals. Casualties, 19 individuals. Casualties equipped with regulators, 0. So the only only casualties were those without regulators? I guess that's just to get the fear in everybody to be regulated? I don't know. An unsettled sanitation worker, a dark-skinned Vieira lady, but like blonde bunny ears and hair. You wish to know if the people who died in the machine rampage were wearing regulators? I'm sorry, but I was assigned to clearing away debris. I didn't see any of the deceased. No bodies were present by the time I arrived, so I assume the ushers had already done their work. I do remember there being patches of white dust scattered about that were quite a chore to clean up, but nothing else worthy of mention. So like they were disintegrated? Mercy, I think it's time we rejoined Kryle and Sphene. I was half joking with my boast to Shale, but we may have stumbled upon something major here. We should share our findings and keep pursuing this avenue of inquiry. Where is he? Oh, he's behind me. Didn't Kryle say to meet them in the plaza just outside of Trueview? Let's get going. I don't usually do like this close-up view when I'm sprinting. It's like you're in a race car. And this is where everybody's going to continue. It's crazy. This is so weird. I haven't played any game like this in a long time where I'm like on the forefront of everything. That's crazy. Like I said, this is day 1, so yeah. Cutscene, by the way. Kryle and Sphene are taken aback by what I tell them. So, essentially, you're saying that the people who were killed by malfunctioning machines weren't wearing regulators? Well, the numbers are still tentative and only appear to be only apply to that one zone. We don't know how they'll stack up against the overall data, but this is definitely more than a coincidence. I think it's safe to say that anyone who had removed their regulator was a priority target. Now that you mention it, the person I was treating for injuries wasn't wearing one either, says Sphene. But why? Why are they being targeted over everyone else? Everybody thinks on this, taking their thinking poses. Based solely on the lack of a neo-regulator, we cannot judge if a person has no desire to become endless, or if they simply failed to acquire one of the limited devices. But those who wear no regulator at all, they have clearly rejected the old system of using souls to revive themselves. Put another way, they have chosen to live their lives in the knowledge that death is an inevitability. The chances that such resolute people would wish to become endless are far lower, I would imagine. And so Calyx has chosen those least likely to accept his vision as victims to stoke fear and panic. But there was no need to kill anyone. With the way things were, the people were already fearful enough. He could have found 5,000 willing citizens without all this madness. Kryle thinks on this. You make a good point. Perhaps this sowing of terror is in service to another scheme, or he has some other need for the lives he's taken. I think on this. My options are, what of the dust found at various sites, or could something have been done to the victims? I'm going to go with the bottom one, because I don't know. Because the dust could be a result of not wanting anybody to know what had been done to the victims. So like they were disintegrated after. So could something have been done to the victims? I wonder, what about that sanitation worker's story? She saw no bodies, but mentioned piles of white dust. Dust, but no bodies? Now where have I heard that before? Do you recall when we went to see Erinville from the sentries in the outskirts? That usher Malachite told us much the same thing. The screen flashes to the Elazin Malachite, I guess. When I arrived, I found no body, only a pile of dust, which the wind quickly scattered. Confused, I questioned the residents, but none knew what had become of it. So I'm taking a logical leap, which may or may not be true, but it's still a logical leap. That both stories speak of missing remains is suspicious enough, but the shared mention of this dust is too much to ignore. And Kryle nods. In that case, we should confirm if this substance was present at other sites and attempt to ascertain its nature. Following this thread may lead us not only to an explanation for the missing bodies, but also the intent behind Calix's murderous actions. Alright. We're getting a call. Mercy, we need your help. I've lost control over the soldiers in the residential area. They might be trying to hurt people again. Oblivion members are on their way now, but are you close enough to join them? There's Galulja in my ear. I tell him, I nod, even though it's in an earbud. I tell him that we're on our way, and I explain what's going on to everybody else. Damn it, our new investigation will have to wait. Let's go. Cutscene goes black. I think we're teleported there automatically. And yes, cutscene continues with us running to a big, like, one of those doors that slides open left and right. We have machines attacking each other, and maybe other people. Like one machine just knocked another machine out, a cyborg, and then it short circuits. Like it looks like it's being electrocuted. Then like the face shield. Oh shoot, it's possessed. Maybe it's turned its head to us. It's like this rainbow pattern. It sees a human. Turns its body toward the human. Well, actually, sorry. It's walking backwards with its head. There we go. Now it's turning around.
Stay back! Stay away from me!
It's walking. Oh, now it's running.
Leave him alone!
Geo gets a few shots and knocks it out. The human like kind of faints a little bit, but
are you all right?
Just falls down mostly. But looked like he was almost fainting. But he's still kind of up a little. He nods.
What happened here?
A sentry walked into my apartment, even though I'd locked the door and everything. I managed to run, but the man who tried to save me...
We look over to the downed human, not moving. Kryle inspects one of these.
No weapons, which is to be expected, considering all the sentries were meant to be disarmed.
Yeah, inspecting one of the cyborgs.
Yet it was ordered to attack all the same, even if that meant using its bare hands.
I'll leave matters here to you. I'm going to do a sweep of the surrounding area.
He runs off through the doors we just came through. Neither of these guys have regulators.
Do you know anyone else in this sector who no longer wears a regulator?
Yes, Fiend just noticed this. And so did I, too.
Oh, I don't think I've seen Isadora and her boy with theirs recently.
We hear clattering from down the hall,
Go to them, quickly!
says Kryle. We go running. Is it a fight time? I don't remember how to do things. There's like one of those floating mechs with big with like metal arms. That kind of Wawiakwe? Sorry.
I'll be fine. But Isadora's in bad shape.
She's one knee down, one hand down. She was one of the other, I think there were twin female like gunslinger people that were with Geode. Shortish, but like blonde hair that doesn't go past like the nape of her neck. It was like strawberry blonde, actually, is a better way to describe it.
Mother, please.
Milos's mother is on the ground, not moving, blood stain beneath her.
Isadora!
Milos is the kid who was sick that was cured. I think by how did he get cured? Sphene is trying to heal her.
Oh, thank goodness. She wasn't struck anywhere vital.
I'm sorry. If only I'd gotten here sooner.
Everything will be all right. I promise to make your mother better.
I won't make that promise unless you can do it. I mean, I can res. I don't know if you've reached the level where you can res as a scholar. He gets a flashback to the Queen's Fiend he knew, but she's still wearing the hood. And
Thank you, miss.
Yeah, he seems to be made happy by that little flash that he had, the thought that he had. I think he's trying to help her maintain what she thinks is her anonymity, but she's on the bed, seemingly breathing. I can see her chest going up and down a little bit.
Will she sleep like that forever?
She shakes her head no.
No, not forever. She'll wake soon. I'm sure of it.
That's good to hear. Thank you for saving her.
The promise of tomorrow comes at the bottom right of the screen as it goes black. And that fades. We talked to how'd they pronounce it? Wayakwe, who is up and seemingly healthy again to finish this quest. Forgive me, I was reckless. You shouldn't have had to waste time pretending my wounds as well. Did you see our other comrade back there? He stayed behind in the lobby, but I heard the sounds of fighting. I'm sorry, he must have fallen protecting the residents, says Fiend. We turn in the quest, getting 1287 as a reward in Gil, and some item level 690 food. I can't do that. I've hid all of my high level food in the Chocobo saddlebags because I didn't have room. Which are also, this is all of the ingredients I'm going to be using probably today actually to do all of the Culinarian 61 to 65 recipes. I believe I have everything, and what I don't have in here, I have in here, and I can make whatever else I need. So yeah, food. So 690. I have spell speed, direct hit, skill. Can I double up on something so I don't have to have another inventory space taken up? God, I don't even use this stuff. I'm gonna be cooking it in no time. Well, probably a few weeks. But if there's one that is like crit determination or direct hit rate, I'd rather do crit determination, to be entirely honest, because I can use it for anything. Balls. Tacos de carne asada. I like that. It's cute. I'm actually, you know what? I'm just gonna take Gil then. It's not 500 Gil is pretty crap, to be entirely honest. But I mean, I wish these were like 1,000 or yeah. So I'm gonna do one a day, I think, because I gotta do a whole bunch of other stuff to do leveling and stuff. So I will see you guys next time tomorrow for the next story quest of The Endless Choice. And for now, Targeted Tragedy is complete. This video is complete, and I have to call my mom back, I think, because she tried to call a couple seconds ago. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye for now.